think I want to check this one out. We got the Road King.
I can tell already that I like the clutch on this one. I don't see an indicator that tell you what gear I'm in though. Something I would like to have. Now I'm at the back of the group, y'all. No hill shifter again. Okay, this will roll. Now I see why policemen be so happy with this. But hey, the truth be told, the seat on this motorcycle is more comfortable than the seat on that CVO. The seat on the CVO was kind of stiff and looked like it would require some break-in period. Okay. Now, you know, this bike right here kind of reminds me of the Springfield Dark Horse. I like this bike. Oh yeah, I like this. I wonder if it had the heel hold assist. Yep, it has it. At least the light came on indicating that it does. Yep, I think it has heel hold on this. Just have to get on the hill to see if it really works. But I think it only works when you put it in neutral rather than putting it in. Okay, there go the gear indicator right there. So it doesn't tell you what gear is in, but it'll let you know when you're in neutral. Yep. I like this little bike right here. Yep, you're on the list. You're on my short list. For sure. I don't know if I would have to have some engine work done on you, but I would definitely have to add some exhaust. This will be a nice little round town practice bike. The turtle in the road. I'm trying not to look down at the speedometer just to see how fast I'm going. I figure as long as I'm keeping it with the group, I'm going the right speed. That's one of the things though that I'm used to. I'm used to seeing the speed and RPMs right along here. But I'm wondering if a bike like this, a little entry touring motorcycle, can be had for under $20,000. Yep, now I'm starting to see why this is probably the best practice motorcycle and the motorcycle that a lot of people use when they're going through some of those training courses. But the way I see it, if you go out and buy a Road King, whether it's a special or police edition, for the specific intent of practicing and going through some of the riding courses, but it's not the bike that you ride every day, that kind of defeats the purpose of the course, doesn't it? I understand that you have a lot of people who are competitive, but if that's not the bike you're out there riding every day, then why are you out here using that bike to go through the course? There should be a requirement for you to take the course in the bike that you ride. When you go through Robert Simmons' course, you go through that unless you're going to rent one of his motorcycles because you don't have one and you're just thinking about buying one, then that's probably one of the first motorcycles you've ever ridden. So I can understand why you're using a motorcycle to go through that course that you don't own or that you don't ride, because you probably don't have a motorcycle and you're trying to gauge whether or not or what kind of motorcycle you want to get. But if you have a motorcycle or two, and you go out and buy yourself a Road King just so you can successfully get through courses, I'm going to go ahead and say you're cheating. Take the course in the motorcycle you ride every day and learn how to pass the course on that motorcycle. That's what I'm going to do. When I go see Robert Simmons, and if I don't go see him this year, I'm definitely going to go see him next year. If he don't come anywhere close to me this year, I'm going to go to him next year. When I go see him, I'm going to ride the motorcycle that I ride to the place where he's practicing, and then I'm going to take the course on that motorcycle that I ride. You dig? All right. Let's keep putting miles on these bikes, even though it's just a test ride. I'm making these comments, but I'm not trying to disparage or discourage anyone in particular. I'm just saying that I believe that if you're going to take a motorcycle riding course, that you, unless you're just doing it for competition, then you should take the course on the motorcycle that you ride, because that's the motorcycle that you need to be most comfortable with. I'm not in the position where I own 2-3 motorcycles, so I know that it's not really an option for me. But as I told y'all, I'm looking to add another horse to the stable sometime next year. And that's why for the first time in about 3 or 4 years, I'm out here actively looking for demo days so that I can test ride different motorcycles, so that I can see which one of these motorcycles belong on my short list. And so far, I can tell you all that I like that Pan America. I like-ish the Road Glide, but probably a no for me. I like the CVO, but there's still a few things I would have to do to it. If I can't adjust that suspension in the way that works for me, then I have to find myself upgrading the suspension. That seat definitely has to go. Everything else on the CVO I don't think I would change anything else. I mean, it looks good the way it is. But this bike right here, I'm surprised at how much I like it. If I compare this bike to that Springfield Classic that I rode when I went to the Indian demo days, when I went to the demo days in Shreveport, I gotta tell you, I think I prefer this bike over that Springfield Classic. I wouldn't mind riding that Springfield Dark Horse though. That way I can get a real comparison. Because I think this bike right here, yeah, this bike right here is darked out. I know the ride on this one is better than the Springfield Classic, even though the Springfield Classic, I think it had the 116 Thunderstroke, had the classic fender. I think that CVO ST is getting rubber. And I think the setup on that bike, the Springfield, is pretty much the same as this one, except for the Springfield Dark Horse that I sat on at Low Power Sports had the shield, and it was a Dark Horse. So I don't know if the Springfield Dark Horse ride differently than the Springfield Classic, but if I were to compare the Springfield Classic to this one, I prefer this one over the Springfield Classic. So this Road King Special, who knows, I might even try to look for a police edition if I get one. But I don't want a motorcycle that I'm just going to use to practice. I want something that I can ride. I want something that I'm going to want to ride. I want something that I can get on my channel and say, I like it, so I put some miles on it. That didn't feel good going over that bump back there though. Didn't feel good at all. That's probably the biggest advantage that Springfield Classic has over this one. The suspension. This bike doesn't shake like that Road Glide did. It shakes a little bit, but not as much. That Road Glide, that thing was really shaking. To the point where I was kind of nervous to take my hands off the handlebars. For this one, I might want some bars that are a little more, that's probably a little narrower, a little bit, you know, instead of my hands being out so wide. But if you watch Traveling Tall channel, as he says, touring bikes are made for touring, right? So you want something that you can get out and tour on. If it's a tour. I don't think that's the only hang up I have about that Pan America. One of the technicians that's on the truck said that he has a Pan America, and he's ridden that thing from coast to coast 4 times, and ridden in 4 or 5 different countries. I didn't get a chance to ask him what about the leg position. How do you deal with that? Where it feels like your feet are behind your knees. Versus on a bike like this where my feet are either even with my knees or slightly in front of my knees. I'm gonna go change the battery on this camera, y'all. Then I think the next bike I ride is that ST right there, Road Glide ST. then I might be done. Let me give y'all a look. Let me give y'all a walk around. Yep. Give y'all a walk around. I like that. Yep, this is it, y'all. Let's see. I like this. Now I see why so many people like riding this thing. Yeah.
This is my last ride on mine.
On your road camp, yeah.
Special, yeah. Non-stop.
That's all around the United States, huh?
Yeah.
Like you seem like you came through Louisiana, didn't you?
Oh, always.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Put the backrest